It's my birthday. Yes, it's actually my birthday. Miss Coco Bowden, it's my birthday. Listen, I come on. It's late. It's almost 1 a.m. in the morning because I did count in my birthday on UGA Gospel Storm. We had such a great time on there just listening and playing good gospel music. But let me tell y'all something. Let me just tell you. I'm still a human. Everything that happens to me, even though there are times when, we say we block out negativity or we don't, let it get to us. There are times when it do get to us. And those are the times that we go in our hiding places and don't tell nobody and don't talk to people. But let me tell you something. I just turned 48 years old. The last few years of my life have been nothing but shambles. It has been hard. Ain't nothing funny about what I'm going through. Ain't nothing funny about what I have been through. Ain't nothing funny about people getting on these apps harassing me and harassing others that are in the same predicament as me. But I'm going to tell you something. You keep on, you little harassing demon, and you watch what's going to happen to you. Now, harassment already started for my birthday. People are duplicating their happy birthdays, and like I don't know any better, okay? If one or two people do it, okay. But when you got so many people doing it, it's a different story. That means you trolling. That means you deliberately trying to harass me. So I already turned off my wall, my posting on my wall on Facebook because of the harassment. I'm not finna deal with that. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to be rich like that. So it's an app, okay? It's an app. So I have a choice that if I don't want to accept that, then I don't have to accept it. So I have decided to cut that off. And if anybody come in my inbox, in my messenger, and they got duplications just saying happy birthday, the same thing over and over, I'm deleting. And depending on who it is, I may be blocking. I don't care if it's family, friends, people who don't know me. I'm just not finna deal with the harassment. Because I already know what comes with the blacklist. I've been through it before. So that's what I'm doing. Ain't no way that many people hitting duplicate that many times. So what I'm doing is deleting and blocking. So when it comes my way, just know I'll be one less person. It'll be one less person that I have to deal with because it's my day. Y'all come back and do that mess tomorrow or sometime. Don't come messing with me on the day because I'm telling you. You are going to be cut off. And I do mean cut off. I'm going to cut you off like nothing to it because you're not finna mess with my faith, my head, my money, my time, none of that. You're not finna mess with me like that. And it's a shame that I had to come on my birthday, which just came in at 12, and say this, but I'm serious. That's harassment. When you send duplicating, that's about as bad as people who was sending me flyers for UGA Gospel Storm blog blast. While I was reading the flyers, I had to start reading the flyers because the harassers got where church people was sending me all of these flyers to read out, let people know about their whatever they were having, and then they will wait till about 2 weeks, the week of, and then send me a different flyer telling me, oh, look, we changed the date, we changed the time, or we may have changed the venue. I'm not going through that. That's why I'm not announcing. I'm not announcing people programs. The people that's not considered different, they may get the real flyers, and I get the baloney flyer. I get the flyer that's just jacked up. The flyer that's got the lies written on it. I'm not about that type of business. I'm about my Father's business, but I'm not about that type of evil business like that. Because if you're in the church and you doing that, and you doing it in the name of God, you messing up deliberately just because somebody that may want to attend your program is on a blacklist, when you have an opportunity to witness to this person, and instead you show them what you really are. No, ain't nobody dealing with y'all like that. Sure ain't. So here it goes right here. I am enjoying my birthday so far. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I didn't plan anything, and I haven't planned family events or anything like that. I just know that after what I've been going through these last couple of years, if anybody celebrates me, I know the angels in heaven are. Because they know what I went through. They know what they had. They know who they were fighting. So I'm happy. I'm content. I'd rather be alone with God than to be around 100 wolves who are pretending to be my friend, or pretending they loving me, or pretending they glad that I got a birthday. And the whole time, they was almost the reason why I didn't make it to my 48th birthday, because of the harassment, because of the pranks and the devilish tricks that they were playing. What was going on with me was horrible things going on with me, and it's still going on, but I chose to be above it. No matter what happens, I choose to be above it with grace, and to extend myself grace, love, and compassion. I worked on that when I was 47 years old. Now at 48, you're going to get what you get. If you don't like how I'm talking to you, you always have an option to move on. But it took me a long time to put in my mind. Well, it was already in my mind, but to get my mind to believe what I was saying, that we do trust God, to get my mind to cooperate with me, it took a long time. And I'm not going to sit up on the people that will undo the things that God then already brought me through. So if you feel like you got to play games and you need to do all kind of gestures with your hands and stuff to feel good, and you got to make somebody else feel bad just so you can make yourself feel good, then that's nothing, then I ain't got nothing to do with that. You go on and play those games somewhere else. Because I'm 48. I'm about my father's business. 48 years old. I don't know. What happened to who in the Bible at 48 years old? Let me see if I can Google and find anything. What in the Bible happened in 48? I mean, I don't know. But I'm always willing to know. Let me ask what happened. I'm Googling it. Let's see. Go see if it pull up anything. If it pull up something, y'all, we in for something tonight. Oh, we in for something tonight. See, ain't God good? So here it goes. One notable event in the Bible related to the age of 48 is in the completion of the tabernacle, a portable place of worship for the Israelites. According to Exodus 34:24 through 31, it took 7 months and 20 days to build the tabernacle, and the work was completed when Moses was 48 years old, based on the calculation of his age from the biblical account. And then it gives a brief summary. I got to read on this. See, y'all, these are the things that excite me, the things of God that can help others get through and get them to know God more. I'm not saying any of us are perfect or anything, but that's my calling. That's my duty. That's my call of duty right there, is to get people closer to God. And when I see that people, they want to have a form of godliness, they really don't want the closeness with God. They just want to get close enough to me or others that do love God, that humiliate us or pick on us for our faith in God. I don't have to deal with you. I can restore those who want to be restored with love. I can show love, kindness, and compassion. But when I feel like you are a threat to my faith, then I need to leave you alone. Because you see, some people, they do got those reprobated minds, and they don't care nothing about God. They don't care nothing about doing the right thing. Okay, here goes another one. Here's a brief summary. Moses was 40 years old when he fled Egypt. He spent 40 years in Midian. At 80 years old, he led the Israelites out of Egypt. 2 years later, at 82, he received the 10 Commandments. He was 82 when he received the 10 Commandments. Hey, wait a minute. On the movie, they be making it look like he young. I'm going to have to go look at the movie again, too. 2 years later, he received the 10 Commandments. That's in Exodus 31:18. 6 years after that, at 88, he completed the tabernacle based on the 7 months and 20 days construction time. However, some calculations suggest Moses was around 48 years old when he completed the tabernacle, considering the time spent in Egypt. So he also says that the Bible does not explicitly state Moses' age when completing the tabernacle, but this calculation is based on the events. Let me see, anyone else? I can say that I do believe that 47 was the last of something in my life. I don't know what, but I felt different. The year 47, I celebrated that whole year because I felt like that was the end of something, and 48 is the beginning of something new for me. Ooh, no, they didn't get Caleb and them up in here. Another notable figure in the Bible associated with the age of 48 is Joshua. According to Joshua 14:7-10, a companion of Joshua asked for the land of Hebron as his inheritance when he was 85 years old. He mentioned that he was 40 years old when Moses sent him to spy out the land, and 45 years had passed since then. If we calculate Joshua's age based on these events, Caleb was 40 years old when Moses sent him to spy out the land. 45 years passed. Joshua led the Israelites into the promised land at 40. This means Joshua was likely around 48 years old when he divided the land among the Israelites, including giving Hebron to Caleb. Keep in mind, the Bible doesn't explicitly state Joshua's age at this event, but this calculation is based on the provided timeline. See, that's what I want to spend my time doing, learning more about the Bible, because I don't know as much as I would like to know, but you see, tonight is where I spend. My heart is with God. All that other stuff people playing, the games they playing, I can't let their distractions stop me from doing the things that God has for me to do. I can't let being picked on stop me either. Because I did stop doing a lot of things because people were picking on me. How I talk, how I write, and clothes I wear and things like that. I'll tell you, I'm poor naturally, if that's what you want to call it. And I'm not saying I'm poor according to my standards. I'm saying I'm poor according to society's standards. Okay, so let me get that straight. I'm rich. I am rich in the spirit. I am rich. Anything I have need of, God has always supplied. I haven't had to beg for anything. I haven't had to cheat my way through. I'm rich. I don't have millions of dollars. I don't even have what I don't have. I don't even have $500. But I'm rich. I'm rich in the spirit. When you see me on here creating content, I'm not creating content just so you can call me a content creator. I'm showing you life. Life is hard at times. And life is good at times. And life can be, hard. And when you see me on here with my content creating, I'm just showing you how I'm making it through. I can't tell you how to get through, but maybe there is something I am doing that might help somebody. I can't tell you how to get through, but I can tell you that I am making it with God. And that's my point of my content creating. It ain't to be sexy. It ain't to be known. It ain't to be famous. None of that. Because, see, I may be appealing to a different set of people. People who are just like me. People who have disabilities. Who, may not have the finances, but we got the faith that moves mountains, that gets us everything that we need. So that's where I'm coming from. And that's why I can't let these trolls on here come and upset me on today on my 48th birthday. I picked it up right off the bat. What some people were doing. And I already saw what they were doing. They were saying happy birthday, and then they were duplicating it. And if you know anything about being a targeted individual, then you know that when people duplicate things, or they keep saying the same thing to you over and over, or say for instance, you wake up and you find something in your house that you know you didn't buy 2 of those, and you know the one you did buy, y'all already ate it, but you got another one. That's how they operate. They operate with a duplicating mind to try to confuse you, but they be confusing themselves. Really, they do, because if they think they think they're gonna get away with all that, they're not. So what they do is they'll come on the Facebook pages, or they show up in my feeds on TikTok, and they try to fix their houses like mine. They just duplicate things. In other words, they mock everything that I do, everything that I say. I create something, they gotta create something. Whatever I do, if I change my washcloth, I wash with washcloths. And I heard there's one content creator just making a big deal about a washcloth. If you don't use a washcloth, so what? Use what you can. Use a leaf. Washcloths won't always hear, but since they are, it makes it easier for me. So I use a washcloth. But that's my business, what I use. It ain't nobody else. But see, whenever you are a targeted individual, everybody has access to your life, your phone, my calls, my texts. Anything I do, they got access to it. My entire life. So that's why I can't be ashamed of anything. Because if it ever came up to a point where I was ashamed of doing something, that would be enough to break somebody's spirit down and make them hurt themselves. So I'm not finna let people shame me into feeling bad about what I do. Especially when I consider the source. When you look at some of these people, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about yourself because you don't have. Just count it all joy, because those people are miserable. Those people are really going through something. They got to look at a phone every day to tell them what to do, what to eat, how to live their life, because they don't have a mind of their own of how to live their life. They have to always be doing something evil, because that's the only thing keeping them going, because they don't know if they switch sides, how victorious they really will be. They won't have to swindle money. They won't have to, look at others and pick on them just so you can make a gift card, or make get monies to try to make ends meet. And your ends still ain't meeting because you ain't in the right. See, with God, the ends might not meet, but the need is always met. I like the way I said that. I said the ends might not meet, but the needs are always met. And that's financially and physically. So picking on me and my other brothers and sisters, I'm not talking about my physical brothers and sisters. I'm not talking about my blood ones, but I'm talking about other brothers and sisters out here that are going through the same humiliation that I'm going through, who are targeted for whatever reason. We are hated for whatever reason. God is keeping us. God is making a way for us. When I see those people on social media playing with God, you see how they hurting themselves. They so deep. They in deep. Too deep. They in so deep for the money that they forgetting about their soul. And as they trying to make this money, you can look at their faces. They go from being happy to creating content to look at them. Some of them look right demonic. They look evil. They don't even look human. They tired. They ain't been to sleep. They don't rest because there's no rest for the wicked. Now me, sometimes I'm up late at night, but I'm up watching my phones, laughing at stuff, and I'm up, listening at the word of God because I don't know what direction God is carrying me right then. But if he instructs me to listen to a certain thing, I'm going to listen to it. And then when it's time for me to go to sleep, then I'm going to sleep. Because that's part of being about my Father's business is listening. Listening for his voice. Listening for what he has for me to do or what he has for me to hear. I don't know whose life I'm going to have to, speak into one day. And even if people are hating me and have my name marked out and they are told to treat me certain kind of ways, it doesn't matter. I don't have to pay the price for what I'm not doing. For what they're doing. I have to pay the price for what I don't do. So my heart is with God on today. And those of you who got them duplicate happy birthdays going, listen, I appreciate you. Thank you. But if you find yourself blocked or deleted, it's because I understand what you're trying to do. You're not finna mess up my birthday. So you better stop what you're doing before God shows you. I used to be rebellious and hard-headed when I was younger. And God showed me I got a way I could set you down. He set me down. I thought I was big and bad. Thought I could fight anybody I wanted to fight. Thought I could sneak and do whatever I wanted to do. And wouldn't have no consequences. That's what I thought. You hear me talking to y'all, don't you? That's what I thought I was doing. I thought I was sneaking and getting away with things. And the whole time I wasn't, because God saw all. And now I'm in the midst of reaping some things that I sowed. But I tell you what, I don't know what 48 got, but I know it's something new. It's not going to be like 47. 47 was good. 46 and I would say 45, 46 was the year of revelation. When God revealed to me my true enemies. 46, 45 and 46. Also in 45 and 46, God also showed me how mighty he is. Because a lot of the enemies I had at that time, they either in the grave or hospital or somewhere. They either disabled or something. It was like all them that kept doing things to me, that kept trying to make me feel bad about myself, that kept, it didn't matter. It just didn't matter. If they were doing something to me and we were face to face, those people, I don't even see them anymore. And some of them I won't see them no more because they ain't even here. So I'm not worried about what you're saying and doing. My thing is to worry about, am I staying the course of God's will and focusing on what he told me to do? And am I cutting off the offenses? Because if you are constantly offending me every time I talk to you, every time we do something, you got to remind me what I'm doing. You got to call me every moment and tell me everything I'm doing. Are you doing this? Are you touching meat now? Are you pulling up your pants leg? You need not worry about me. You better worry about what God gonna do to you. Are you walking out the door? Are you going to bed now? What I do in my home is my business. You don't have a right to be in my privacy like that. But since you are, you got to reap and pay the price for it. If you spend as much time caring about your own soul as you do about what I do throughout my day, you could change the world. You could change what you're going through, and you wouldn't have to be a spy like that. Not all spies are good. I was reading last night about Caleb and Joshua and how they went down and they overtook the giants because they believed in the promise of God. Oh, by the way, if you don't like people who talk about God, this is not the podcast for you, because I do talk about God. I talk about God a lot because that's where I've been. That's who I've been with for a long time now. I'm going to read y'all this post. Yeah, I stopped people from posting on my page. I just didn't want to go through all that duplicated mess. I'm going to let them have that. Okay, so this is what I wrote last night on my Facebook page that God was just dealing with me about. And I'm going to share it with y'all. And, if this is something that can help you, then let it help you. Because sometimes it don't pay to follow the masses. The masses be blind. They be sounding so smart, and the whole time they are some of the biggest hypocrites and blind people out here. So they the wrong ones to follow. They can't see a vision if it was right there in their eyes. They couldn't see it because they don't have a heart for God. Okay, so I wrote, out of 12 spies, Caleb and Joshua were the only two that came back with a good report. If God said it, they believed it. If God said the promised land was theirs, they believed it. The spies in 2024, though. Now, this is where I'm writing about some of y'all who keep trying to harass me. The spies in 2024 lack faith. Because if you had faith in God, you wouldn't have to hurt anybody else. You wouldn't have to play mind games. Integrity. If you had integrity in God, or even for yourself, you could be who you are at home and in public. And you wouldn't have to hide your hands every time you threw a rock. You be throwing a rock and be able to stand and say, this is why I threw that rock. But those of you who are throwing the rocks and hiding your hand, you know you're wrong. You will have the courage for the things of God. You wouldn't have to just get up there and pretend like you shouting, or you pretend like God giving you words to say during a song or test a lion. I know people who made a career off of test a lion. Said God told them this, God showed them that. And the whole time it was test a lion. There was no anointing in it. It was a feel good moment. Yeah, it was good entertainment. But did it break any yokes? Did it draw anybody to Christ? And if so, did you take credit for it? See, I ain't saying nothing. Okay, so anyway, I go on to say some of you spy daily and still don't have elevation. You don't have no peace, which elevation, let me go back to it. Elevation meaning you ain't getting no higher. You're not getting no better. You're not growing. You cannot grow. When you're spending your time focused on someone else, you can't grow. You're ignoring your trials and tribulations. So how you becoming strong if you're ignoring the very things that make you strong? Okay, the next thing is peace, nor financial security, because you don't know what you're looking for. If you had financial security, I guarantee you, I would be the least thing on your mind. You'd be out enjoying your money. Okay, you love drama, wake up to ruin others because you are ruined, feeling like a failure. If that's you, you need to go to God and ask for forgiveness. You need to go to God and repent. If you are one who loves to wake up and find the drama, you love to gossip on others and slander. If you love to see people get ruined, if you laugh when people are hurting, you need to go to God and repent. Because that is wicked. If you love to confuse a person's mind or play with them psychologically, you need to go back and repent. Because that is not of God. And many of you are sitting up in the church knowing doggone well that you ain't doing nothing but trying to manipulate people into loving God. But when you have a real person that talks about what God has done in their life and testifies, they don't got to manipulate nobody to join a church or to be on social media. Many of you are on social media right now looking ignorant to Satan's devices. Just ignorant. You think because you got the money, because you got the cars, because you dressed up, because you're getting bookings, that you got it going on, and the inside of you is tore up from the flow up. Even with the money, you don't feel worth 2 cents. It's never enough. Because as long as the enemy is your head, you will never have enough. You cannot be content in a wicked place. Let me keep going. And you think protection, popularity comes from man? You looking to be elevated without God. You're looking for your name to be put out there without God. So that's why you hang with the popular people, because you think they somebody. You haven't seen lately? The popular people are the ones who need all these drugs and alcohol because they can't handle life. They need something to numb their life experience because it's that bad for them. But money makes it look good. But it's that bad because life is not treating them the way they thought it would once they came up. So be popular if you want to be. Go ahead and follow those popular people and see what happens. Because whatever raining on them going to trickle right on down to you. If they feeling exercital, you going to feel exercital, okay? If they feeling like sniffing some cocaine, you going to feel like sniffing. Because you got to do what they do in order to fit in. If they feel like going out here, hurting other people, innocent people, just to make themselves look big, that's what you got to do. And yet you still a bottom feeder. Come on, somebody. Talk to me. Let me keep going here. You love living by your signs and gestures while belittling and mocking others. So you love living by your signs and your gestures. I remember one person was sitting in my house one day and they were tearing their nose up. I said, "What's wrong with you?" "Oh, nothing." Sitting back there about to knock their nose off, trying to symbolize what these people do to targeted individuals. What they do to people who are blacklisted. This was a family member of mine. I'm sitting there looking at them. They about to tear their nose off, just squinted up their nose. Got the nerve to be trying to turn their nose up to me, and they ain't no better than I am. Got the nerve to be trying to act like I'm a bad person when I seen what they did. They can't tell you what I done. But I saw what they did. Wicked selves trying to use hand gestures. And I ain't never seen so many phony people get together and smile in each other's face. And then as soon as one walk off, there go one talking about the other. See, that's why I'm not like that, because I ain't in none of that. I walks off from that. When people start talking about each other, that's my sign to, hey, I need to let you handle what you going on by yourself. And then when you through with the gossip and you want God to intervene, I'm here for you. When you need prayer, I'm here for you. But as long as you carrying out Satan's work, I am not finna sit here and let you use me to be part of that. But if it's prayer you're looking for, okay, we can do that. We can sit down and talk about some things. But what we're not going to do is gossip about others. Because I see how gossip hurts me. It hurts me that my name got through out there like that. Because I'm not a prostitute. I'm not on drugs. I'm not using nobody. I'm not dating nobody's husband. I'm here living my life. Why I haven't been out? I've been sick. Well, you don't look like you're sick. Well, you don't feel the pain that I have. I have pain. Chronic pain. And not only that, I had to learn how to live in public again. How to walk in public and hold my head up high. Because so many people lied on me. They killed that character. That character, Jamie Boughton, Coco Boughton, they killed my character. They killed my character. But they didn't get my soul. They told everybody everything that I did and didn't do. But they didn't tell the part how I stay up at night. And even before I found out they were spying on me, how I was praying and walking the halls praying and laying in my bed praying, not just for me, but for others too. How I studied the Bible. They won't tell you how whenever they do look through my phone to see what they're looking for, a lot of times you're going to find more scripture more educational things, topics and things that I like to read to help others and to help myself. They won't tell you about all that, but they want to tell you about those bad things about me. 48 different. Let me keep going with what else I wrote. Because I'm getting this off now, because 48 different. Come tomorrow, different. Come today, different. Okay. Yeah, I almost had a tear. Because y'all assassinated my character. And I had to sit around and watch my own family members go along with it. I had to sit around and watch them get up under each other and look at me like I'm the crazy one, or try to make me feel like I'm out of place. I'm glad I'm not in place with you. I see who you are. That's why I'm not liked, because I don't be doing all that stuff. I know what the repercussions of sin is. The wages of sin is death. Either you die physically, or either you die emotionally, or both. A lot of people in my family are emotionally dead. They don't even celebrate. They don't celebrate life. They celebrate drama. Emotionally dead. I would add something to that, but I'm not. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, yeah, and so the belittling and the mocking me, I'm okay with that. God already let me know to shake the dust off, and if they offending you that bad, this is only an app. It's a phone. Delete, block them. You don't have to be trolled by anybody. That's the same thing for some of you that are listening. You don't have to worry about the trolls. If they upsetting you that bad, just go ahead and block. So what if they talk about it? Or they say, well, I've been looking for your post, but I ain't seen them. Oh, that's because I block people. I'm blocking those who are trying to be funny in my season. Not this season. You won't get that opportunity. And who knows, if you feel like unblocking them later on, then go unblock them. But for me right now, I'm just in that blocking hood. I'm not trying to see you mimicking me and belittling me. I'm not trying to see that. So yeah, I'm blocking you. Because I'm not finna start mocking you. Then what good would that be? The two of us mocking each other back and forth. No. Alright, so you love acting the part, which you suck at, pretending to be with no anointing. You couldn't break an egg yolk. You love money, which you don't have, because money don't love you. You love playing mind games. These mind games they play, which indicates your mind has already been played with. So you know when somebody does you bad, it's because someone has already done them bad. When they are manipulating you, it's because somebody has manipulated them. They're doing nothing but playing back what they have already recorded that has been done to them. That's why the other 10 could not see the good of the promised land. Those other spies that we were talking about in the beginning, Joshua and Caleb, them two, they saw the goodness of the land. They saw the fruit of the land. Even though there were giants walking around there were people that looked like they couldn't beat them, but they had faith in God that they were going to overtake this land. So that's why the other 10 could not see the good of the promised land. They were busy looking with a fleshy heart of fear and disobedience instead of trusting God's promise. If you want to know how to be obedient, and I know this is back in the Old Testament, but it's still relevant, go read the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments tells us a lot of how we can treat one another. And then if you go back and read more about on God's love, Jesus' love, that's what he last commanded us to do, was love. And if you're not loving, Galatians 5 got all that in it. If you're not loving, then you're part of the problem. They were busy. They were disobedient. Instead of trusting God's promise, they were going by what it looked like. And anybody knows that if you walk by faith, you can't walk by what you see out here. And that's why I had to go set myself down. And I had to sit down till I got that thing, because I was like, I can't be going by what I see. I know what I'm going through. I know what's hitting me, and I know what's hurting, and all this stuff. And I know I wish I had somebody to talk to. And, I just had a lot of things that I knew were going on, but God also was letting me and teaching me that you can't go by what it looks like, because if you start looking at your situation and it starts looking like defeat, you might faint in the midst of a battle that you ain't even got to fight. God is fighting the battle. You just show up to life. Let God fight the battle. Okay? Let's see, what else did I put in here? I said, read on to find out what happened to them. Study the word. And I said, copy that. Hashtag, copy that. If you want to copy anything about me, copy the word of God. That's what you got. And some of you are already doing it. So I'm gonna start adding some more things in so that y'all can keep on at it. Because who knows, something I say might be something you use that will draw somebody to Christ. So I'm going to keep on. If you want more on this, I said the story of Caleb and the 12 spies can be found in the Bible in the book of Numbers, chapter 13. Here's a specific reference, Numbers 13, 1 through 33. And Moses was the one sending them out there. And y'all just got to go and study it for yourself. And you got to go on my Facebook page if you want to see more on that. Just go on my Facebook page. And so what I did, I stopped everybody from being able to post on my page. But if you would like to wish me a happy birthday, and you really mean it. And you really mean it, I'm going to say to all you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I love it. I love you all. And I even love my enemies. And I'm not mad or upset tonight. Well, this morning for my birthday. But I am just releasing. Like, this is who I am. And this is something I had to really sit with myself in 47. And I don't know. The question was, who are you going to serve? Are you going to serve the devil, or are you serving God? Because everything I did for God, they made fun of me doing. But it never made me want to run to the devil's side. Because I saw what God was doing too. So it never made me want to run to the devil's side. But I did have to rise up and get back on the battlefield. Because you know how it is. You get wounded. You gotta step out of the way for a little bit. But then as soon as you get back well, you got to get back out there. And so that's my 48. I got to get back out there. Because I don't know who's out there listening. And when I looked last night, I don't know what had me to look. But I looked last night at some of the stats on my podcast. And I just started crying. I didn't think too many people were listening. But when I looked, 63% of the world is listening to this podcast. When I saw all those countries light up, I was like, oh my goodness. I've got to put things out there where people can get to know this man, Jesus, God, where you can get to know him for yourself. 63% of the world is listening to me. I don't care if it was one person in that country, 2 people, but all it takes is one. All it takes is one to change the world. So thank you to the 63% of the countries that are out there listening to me. And I am going to try to be doing a lot better. I know sometimes I have background noise, and that's why I had stopped coming on too, because of the background noises. Because when it gets hot, it gets hot. And sometimes I would have the fan on. I got the fan on now, and it'd be so loud. Refrigerator be loud. And Lord, just let me know. Don't even worry about all that. I'll block the noise for you. I'll super hear them. They'll be able to super hear what it is. All right, y'all. So I'm going to get my stuff together. And I'm going to go lay down now. Because I feel like I've said my piece. And I'm finna go have me a good night's rest. I'll probably be on the internet a little more. Eat my little Doritos. Finish drinking my little orange Fanta. Take my old bottle of water back there with me. And listen, I ain't mad at none of y'all. I love y'all. I'm not mad at any of you. If you knew better, you just know better. But if you don't know better and you feel like that's the only way you gotta live is making your income through harassing others or being what they call private investigators or investigating subjects like me who, you're told to follow me around and harass me, it's just not worth it. Because you can't beat God. You can't beat God. Don't get yourself in that kind of trouble with God. I'm not worried about me because I know where my heart is. My heart is with God. But I'm worried about your soul. And I don't want you to get yourself in trouble with God. I've even prayed to God, have mercy on them. Because once you're in trouble with God, I've seen these young people falling out. These young people taking sicknesses early at a young age. So don't put yourself in the way. Even if you sign up for those type of programs, get out of it. That is nothing but a contract with the devil. And even the state itself that said it was unconstitutional for the FBI or any local town cops to surveillance innocent civilians like me. The program was designed to surveillance those that were not from the United States. It was for people who they thought were terrorists. But see, when you got enemies who don't like what you say, when you stand up for yourself or stand up for others, they put your names on these are just enemies in high places that can put your names on these lists, or family members that can put your name on these lists. And next thing you know, you have all this harassment coming from different people in all states and countries. It doesn't matter where I go. People start acting the same. Even on TikTok. I go on TikTok. As soon as they see my name, they're like, oh, I gotta go. And they hang up real quick from off of their lives. And I haven't tried Facebook, but I know TikTok is like that. But anyways, don't sign yourself up for that, to think you're going to get famous off of it. Because I promise you, you're not going to beat God. You can't beat God. And you can't stop what God has for me. All right. Peace, love, and happiness. And happy birthday to me again. It's my 48th birthday. Let me stay on here till we got 48 minutes in. And then I'm going to let y'all go. But I love you all. Look, don't do to others what you don't want done to you. If you don't want nobody following you, then don't follow them. If you don't want nobody going in your house, breaking in your house, then don't break in theirs. All right, I'm out.